Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm gonna do a little update on Glory Destiny. They've done a lot of patches from the last time that I've made a video of it. First being that the battle system right now is a little bit different. Before I told you guys that you needed to right click and left click and you couldn't possibly use your hotkeys to actually cast the skill, but right now they've changed that. So if only I can show you a monster. I'm sorry if I sound a little bad, I have something in my throat. Okay, here we go. So you're gonna have to just trust me on this. I'm not using my mouse at all, and so I'm gonna click on my keys and now they work as a regular kind of MMO way. This is good so that now you can play more efficiently, faster. But in my case, I found it that I'm not sure if I got used to the mouse or whatever, but it's just like I only have two skills that I really use, and so there was not really any use for me to use the keyboard and the mouse to play the game, if that makes any sense. When you have more skills that you want to use, like either for a shaman to heal or for a wizard to cast, then that's when it usually makes sense to have your keyboard rather than the mouse. Let's see, moving on from that, they've added a lot of stuff that's kind of like Eden, which I'm not really surprised since the game is made by the same creator of Eden. Now they've got the like what do you call that in Eden? Like the community channel, people that are the same level as you. So I won't go through what that does. What else? They've just done a new patch. Let me see if I can get it open. Okay. So now you can evolve your pet to level 3. And what this means is, okay, when you first evolve it, you get a level 1 pet. And afterwards, you evolve, I think, 2 level 1 pets. I'm not really sure on the evolving. But after you evolve it again, you get a 2 level pet. And usually if you don't have a boss, basically if you don't have this blue word for your pet, usually you only have 2 skills. When you have a blue pet, you have 3. But yeah. So then after your second kind of evolve, you can merge it again and get additional skills. So it'll be 4 skills in here. So that's pretty interesting. Sorry if that didn't really make any sense, but hopefully it does. So 1 is regular. If you had 2 before, it's only gonna have 2. 3, I think you'll have 3 skills. Don't quote me on it. And then when you get to the 3rd star, you get 4 skills. Next is these new missions that they've added. Now, this one is the same thing like Eden, where like you go to a certain level and then you can get fashion items every time you level to a certain point. And hopefully this time this will be archivable, but I'm not really sure. I'm gonna see how far I can go with it. So I do have a telly feather that I can use, and I'm probably never gonna use it again. So here you go. So female, male, I'm a male. So just open that. Keep on going with it. Oh, I just have a lot? What's going on? Oh. Oh, I do have a lot. Okay, let's just use it all, I guess. Or actually, where is this one? Oh, I can just teleport there. Jade Forest. Sorry, you're gonna have to watch this boring part, but hopefully, at least I'm kind of showing you the costumes in the end. Maybe I'll fast forward it. So I'm going to skip some of the fashion gathering, and at the end I'll gather all of them and I'll show you how it looks like. But for now I'm going to show you this little thing that I didn't really forget, I just kind of learned about this. And as you can see here, it's the same thing like Eden. You get these like 2 hours item things, and This is where you go get him in Frost Forest in town. Let me show you on the map where it is. It is right here. So basically you can come here to get your item every 2 hours, and yes, you do have to stay online for the counter to go down, and that's that for that little thing. I'm gonna run over to my next one. Now they have a new mission for some black mount. I won't go over that. I'll post a link if you are gonna play GD, which is short for Glory of Destiny. A couple of things I wanted to talk about for the new Glory of Destiny that's coming for the US market type of thing. So, what's the difference between them? There's only a few, and I don't know if these are still rumored or if they are actually going to be what it is. So I'm just going to list it, and if it's changed, then it's changed. Don't take my word for it. Okay, so some of the stat calculations is a bit different. I'm not going to go into detail what it is. That's different because I don't want to read this whole thing to you guys and bore you to death. It's just some stat difference. Maybe they will change it when the open beta comes out. This thing, let me show you. This right here, the Jade Reward, will not be implemented. There is no autopot system at all, which is this, and the upgrade system. This person is saying unless it's a bug, every time you want to upgrade, so upgrade with the hammers. If you want to upgrade at +1, use 1 hammer. +2, use 2 hammers, and so on. 3 with 3 hammers, 4 and 4 hammers. And it's going to be really awkward if that is how it's going to be. So what I've gathered from what people are saying and whatnot, it seems like the GD in America is going to be a little bit harder than the ones in Asia. The autopod system, they've made a firm decision not to put it in there, try to avoid botting. And people have been arguing, you know, it's not going to stop botting. People are still going to, sorry, people are still going to bot nonetheless. And for me, in my own opinion, they should put the autopot system in there, because like me playing in this server, it's like helped a lot. And people are saying that it makes the game boring, and it just spurs on people to use their pet and not fight, you know, just kind of AFK their pet and have their pet do the leveling for them. A good rebuttal that somebody has said, and it's true, you could always do this, is just not use it at all. Nobody's actually forcing you to use it to make your gameplay really boring or whatever. And some people are suggesting, okay, don't put in the whole autopot system, just put in the MP one at least, because you know that's pretty useful to have your MP pods go off by themselves instead of having to look at it. But yeah, it's not for the people to decide right now. The game designers have made a firm decision not to put it in there, so we'll see what that happens. And if people want it more, then maybe they'll put it in. So I'm gonna like continue getting these costumes, and then when I'm done, I'll show you the end result. Okay, so I'm done collecting all the costumes, so I'm going to show it off to you guys. So here's the first set. It's a pirate set, and these don't have any stats whatsoever. Let me show you. As you can see, no stats. Actually, I'm not wearing it entirely. There we go. So, how can I show you the weapon part of it? I'll just kill something. Okay. Ow. So my pet will take care of that. So here you can see I have like a full entree of my food with a fork and a steak at the end of it. And this is the full pirate costume part. And then the second one is kind of like a Roman Empire type of thing. I'm not really sure about the armor. I didn't really pay attention, and if I did fuck it up, I'm kind of mad because in the second part you can choose what you want to wear. So I went for the gladiator because on the left hand side was all the male stuff, so I kept clicking left. But once I got to the hat part, I noticed that you can either choose this one or the kind of like Roman helmet army thingy majiggy. So yeah, I'm not really sure about the body armor. The top armor you can choose whatever you want. And then you have a cross and a green turnip as your fighting vessel. There we go. And there's the turnip. It has a kind of a blade-ish kind of look. And so the next thing that I need to get is the other balloon, and I'm not sure if there's any other costume after that. I'm thinking there isn't because I've gotten pretty much everything else for the gladiator clothing. So for the gladiator clothing, there's stats on them. And it's always the case, they always have the stats on the uglier costume and not the cooler costume. And I'm saying cooler as the pirate costume is much cooler than this. And much cuter, I think. But yeah, same thing with Eden. They have the ugly one. I think it's like the police one for the stats, and then the school kind of girl, they don't have it. Schoolboy. Really gay. These aren't archivable, which pisses me off once again. Thank you, X Legend. I think that's who makes these games. They don't make it archivable. I don't know why. It's not like it's hard to do for both Eden and this game. So yeah, that's the costume. So I have nothing else. I have nothing else to talk about. Other than I'm graduating soon, so maybe I'll make more videos, but every time I say I want to make more videos, I don't really, but maybe you can hopefully wish that I will. Yeah. So I think that's it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.